Now, let us invoke the blessings of Almighty by playing the Gayatri Mantra.
भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्।
We have a message from our chairperson, ma'am, which I would like to read for you. Dear teachers, a guru or a teacher is the guiding light of universe. As an educationist, I make sure that the role of teachers at Amity is not just limited to exchange of knowledge, but the also the founding pillars of a happy world. Children are like clean canvas. The kind of colors played on this canvas will decide the paintings they become in life. So, as a guru, you have to choose your colors carefully and paint, as each canvas is unique. One careless stroke can spoil the painting forever. Hence, as you speak to your learners, choose your words with utmost care, as one remark can make or break the child. The Online Professional Development Program 2021, organized for the second year, is an important step in this direction. Everyone's favorite Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said, educationists should build the capacities of the spirit of inquiry, creativity, entrepreneurial, and moral leadership among students and become their role model. So, kindle the innate creativity and inquisitiveness of young learners and sculpt them as learners of life and learners for life. Imbue in them the spirit of inquiry in such a way that they grow up as seekers of knowledge beyond books and boundaries. At Amity, we strive to give direction to the dreams and desires of every young life whom we nurture. Remember, the role of teacher is more than just making their students brilliant in academics. Our aim is to nurture their innate skills and give their wings a direction to fly unabated. As an educator, realize that this is not a task for only a few sessions or just the time that a child spends in school. It is a lifelong process. If we wish to see them grow into happy human beings, as you teach your learners the concepts of science and math, foster in them the respect for life, respect for elders, and respect for the environment. As you teach them the basics of language, teach them the universal language of love. As you teach them the formulas of physics and chemistry, inform them about the formulas of sharing and caring, which makes the world a better place. As they learn about economics, teach them the value of empathy and that helps in running the economies and industries around the world. As they learn to run and win in sports, inculcate in them the spirit of being a sport in life. As they learn to write, teach them the script of their own destiny by being the decision makers of their own life. At Amity, our aim is to nurture seekers of life and learners who keep on learning from everywhere, everyone, and every day. Dr. Nelson Mandela famously said, education is the most powerful weapon with which you can change the world. So, as a teacher, you have the power to change the world. You have the power to script the destiny of the universe. You have the power to sculpt the future. This PDP has been designed in a way to ensure that together we shall enlighten every young life to fulfill the vision and mission of making India a vibrant knowledge hub by 2030, envisaged by our founder president, and make it a happy world. Wishing you all the best. Our principal, Ms. Aarti Chopra, a dedicated educationist with over 28 years of experience, is a firm exponent of amalgamating modern skills and teacher empowerment in education. Ma'am was recently awarded with the prestigious CBSE Award, Principal Award 2020. Thank you, ma'am, for continuously motivating us. I, on behalf of AISG 46, extend a warm welcome to Major General P.K. Sharma sir as a resource person of today with this virtual Tulsi sapling. Major General P.K. Sharma Sir, a fourth generation lawyer, is an alumni of the Rajasthan University Jaipur, having acquired his degree in the year 1978. He also holds postgraduate diploma in information technology and postgraduate diploma in human rights. He was commissioned in the Judge Advocate General's Department of the Army on 30th August 1980. He is on the advisory board of a few UGC-referred journals and has a number of publications to his credit, the latest of them being Why Uniform Civil Code. With his attitude of work hard, play hard, the law school has achieved excellence in both academics as well as sports and co-curriculum. We welcome you, sir. And now I request the resource person to kindly take over.
Thank you, Anika. Thank you, Piyush. First and foremost, I'm very grateful to the chairperson, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity, to the Amity Group of Schools for letting me interact with the teachers. Teaching the teachers is most difficult task. You already are well versed with what we are going to discuss with you, because you are teaching the students, you are creating the future of this country. So I would not like to make it a one-side monologue, though I have a PPT and I would like to share it also with you. But better would be if I interact with you and I would like to know, what do you want to actually know about law? That'll be much better, because since all of you are teaching legal studies, firstly, someone to tell me what exactly are you teaching in legal studies. You have it in 11th and 12th both, I understand. 2 years you are doing that. So what do you actually cover during these 2 years?
May I, sir?
Yes, please.
Sir, we have, variety of topics of law that we teach in class 11th and 12th. We introduce children in class 11th with the very basic concepts of, we tell them about the basic features of the Constitution. Then we have separation of powers. We tell them about the theory of separation of powers. And then we also tell them about various types of governments, organs of the government. And then we also teach them about ancient Hindu law, Indian law. We have family justice system, we have judiciary. So we have a variety of topics there, sir.
Oh, excellent. So that's very good. That is the base that these students need if they have to prepare for CLAT. Because if in CLAT, it is more of legal reasoning, basics of the Constitution. So it's wonderful that you are teaching them all these things. And today what I want to discuss with you is why law? Why choose law as a career? I'm sure you also, I was told that you have this also part of your syllabi, career
Yes.
In law. What I'm going to talk to you is out of my experience. See, as you rightly mentioned, I am a fourth generation lawyer. But I chose to wear a different type of uniform, and instead of black and white, I wore the olive green and went to the army, the Judge Advocate General's Department of the Army. So in addition to normal civil laws, I got the opportunity of reading military law, of the Army, Navy, Air Force, BSF, and also some international countries. So it shows law. If you pick up law as a career, in my PPT, I'll show you, it has so many openings. It has so many openings, unlike other professions where you get narrowed down to a particular field. In law, you have diverse fields to work on, and not only in this, you also get opportunity of competing in various examinations, well, the best of the examinations in the country, and law helps you a lot. So let me just uh, see if I can share this PPT. Yeah, is it visible? Can you see the PPT?
Not as yet, sir.
Maybe it will take 2 minutes
Yeah,
because
maybe.
of the network. I think we can wait.
There's a lot of internet issue today. The last 2 days, there's so much of.
So if you wish, I
Yeah,
can share the
just one,
PPT from
just
my
one.
side.
Let me. I'm just seeing where is the. Okay. Okay, I think now I think it'll come. Can you see it now?
No, sir, not as yet, sir.
Okay, so I'll request if you can do it from your end.
I will. I'll share the PPT from my side.
Yeah, I can see it.
Is
It's
the PPT
visible.
still
Yeah,
visible?
it's
Yeah.
visible, ma'am.
And it is shifting to the other slides as well?
No, put it into slideshow.
Yeah, that's what I put it in slideshow only, that, and it
नहीं
didn't shift,
अभी
that's
नहीं हुआ.
why.
It is not. It is just showing the first one.
Just a second, sir. Now is it on the second slide?
No, now the entire thing is gone. Yeah, it has come to the second slide. Yeah.
Back to the first slide?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I think this will work. So on your instruction, I'll shift the slides.
Yes, ma'am. You can click the next one, ma'am. Yeah, okay. So there were times when law was one of the most honored profession. Doctors, lawyers, engineers. These were the three professions, at least till our times. These were the three professions. Subsequently, MBA, engineering, the other fields started developing. And if you go to places like Allahabad, you will find huge buildings of lawyers. So that showed the prosperity of a lawyer. I mean, why I'm saying Allahabad, I happened to be there for my SSB. I got selected for the army from there, and I was amazed to see then when I went in 79, the buildings of the lawyers. So one realized, and tremendous respect. So respect with money. So one realizes that this was a noble profession where a doctor heals your wounds, cures your diseases, but an advocate cures the ills in the society. A lawyer cures the ills in the society. Therefore, law was considered as one of the most noble professions in our country and abroad also. Can you, ma'am, shift to the next slide? Yeah. So, whether you do law or you don't do law, you are required to follow law of a country wherever you go. You go abroad, you are required to follow the law of that country. If you are in your own country, you are required to follow your law. So what I am doing by acquiring a degree of law is greater knowledge about law, the intricacies, but as a normal citizen of the country, I must know the basics of law. I can't be over speeding on a road and subsequently when I'm challaned, I can't say I didn't know that the speed limit is so and so. I can't go and slap somebody and say I didn't know that there is a law that I will be punished for slapping somebody. We grow up in our house getting beaten up by our parents. They want to mentor us. So when you go outside, you think this is the right way of mentoring, and you start slapping somebody, you will be punished. So therefore, law per se is very important for every citizen of the country. And they say that ignorance of law will not be excused. I cannot stand in a court and say, Lordship, I am not a law qualified person, therefore I did not know that this is the law and I will be punished for that. So what you teachers are doing by uh, teaching legal studies in these 2 years is making aware your students about the basics of law, about the necessity of being good citizens of the country by knowing the basics of law, right? So this is a very important thing which has to be conveyed to everybody. Nobody, I can be uh, uh, I will never be excused in any court of law if I say I did not know that possession of 5 grams of ganja is punishable. So we have to know the basic laws, and no court will excuse us if we go and stand there. Right. Next, ma'am. Now, these are certain things which I'm sure you all are also aware, you are well read. Aristotle had once said that law is the reason free from passion. No, no. You have to be very passionate about your profession. When you do your law, you have to be very passionate about it. You know, it don't. I'm not saying that you become personal when you handle a case. You don't become personal, but passion of following law is what a lawyer is required to do. And law gives you a very rare, I mean, law is one of those rare things which actually gives you the opportunity of showing your passion, right? How involved you are when you contest a case, when you defend somebody, when you want to uh, call for reforms, when you want to advise people. It will, this is one profession which shows how passionate you are. You know, people say that doctors are not very passionate, they are very professional, they can't be they can't get emotional about their conduct, otherwise they will fail. But here you have to get into the shoes of your client, and then only you can come out with your exact passion. So this is one profession where, which gives you complete opportunity of displaying your passion. Now, there are various reasons. Your students, some may come from law background. Somebody's parents are there, somebody's cousin is there, somebody's sister brother is there. So they have seen that how law, what law does, and they may get motivated by them. But there are 7 reasons why people think that law is very good. You know, it looks very good when you see Mr. Harish Salve on the screen, who's now the counsel for Queen's Court in London. You see, oh, Harish Salve, oh, Mr. Ramjet Malani. I mean, when you see those names, you feel so good. Okay, so I can also be like this. So law looks very good, but it does greater good when you defend your clients, when you are part of delivering justice. That is the greater good you are doing to the society. Now, various things. I mean, today with the internationalization, with globalization, We are becoming more into corporate world. We are getting into more corporate world. So it is not limited. The corporate ladder is not limited to your own country. You are working with multinational companies who are sending you abroad. Who are foreigners are coming to you, and you are interacting and you are gaining knowledge. So law gives you a rise if you are getting into the corporate field. It's a big ladder to be in the corporate field. Now, on the lighter side, once when I was doing my law, I asked my father that who's a lawyer. So he jokingly said, वो आदमी जिसका हाथ हर समय दूसरे की जेब में होता है. And वो आदमी जो दो लोगों को लड़ा दे और उनके जब वो लड़ रहे हो तो उनके कपड़े लेके भाग जाए. That was on the lighter side. This is what people think, that every time you are making people fight and you are enjoying the booty. But no, if you have done law, anybody and everybody who does law has got something from it. Either we will see in the subsequent slides how many options are there. So if you have acquired your law degree, there will be something or the other for you. कोई वकील भूखा नहीं मरता. We say, so there is something for everyone. And of course, you get to use your gray cells every time. Every time. I do not know if any one of you is a lawyer or from a lawyer's family. You get into the habit of, even in the house, trying to explain law to your wife and get beaten up, or to your children to be said, go, cool, chill, dad. So every time, law is one field that you keep exercising your mind. See, it is very, very dynamic. It changes with the society, right? So you have to keep working. You have to keep working. You have to keep thinking. See why we say brain every time you're using your brain. Lower court gives a decision on certain facts. On the same facts, the High Court overturns the decision. And in an appeal, the Supreme Court again comes with a different view. So everybody is exercising their brain at every given point of time. Then you have alternate routes. So it is not that if I have done MBBS, I'm stuck as a doctor. If I have done law, if I'm into corporate world, I can come and practice as a normal lawyer. I can get into judiciary. I can get into the teaching line. I can join the armed forces. So there are alternate routes. And in my own law school here, I have at least 3 or 4 teachers who were in the corporate world, and after 13-14 years of corporate world decided to shift over to teaching. Or some of them are practicing and decide to shift over. So there are always alternate routes available to a lawyer. And then finally, of course, what matters is money. So money, struggle, 3-4 years, struggle with your dedication, sky is the limit. When people get surprised when say that Mukul Rohatgi ji was charging 45 lakhs rupees an hour. That is the type of money. Of course, everybody doesn't get it, but every lawyer who is worth his salt, थोड़ी सी भी मेहनत करेगा. So money. So in short, success, fame, money, opportunity, the circle keeps moving around. Right, man. Next slide. Okay, so this is generally I have covered this. I told you that lawyers are held in very high esteem in the society because you are the ones who uphold the values of the Constitution. You are the ones who assist in defending the legal and fundamental rights. So you can just go through this. All qualifications, you have ample of opportunities both in the private sector as well as public sector. Yeah. So now for last about 15-20 years, with the internationalization, we are mingling with foreign lawyers, with foreign companies. Our lawyers are getting absorbed in the multinational companies. Foreign lawyers are coming to India, and yeah, even though their foreign lawyers are not yet allowed to practice in courts, but they are there in the companies that are in India. Similarly, our lawyers are there in the world over companies there, right? So you people as teachers, or we as teachers, we will only teach them the basics of law. But internships, when they join the law schools, law colleges, we give them practical training of moot court competitions and litigation and critical thinking. And I'm aware that the schools organize some very good programs, like your parliamentary debates, your MNUs, MUNs, what you call them. So you are the ones who are giving them the basic teaching, and then subsequently with the practical training, they get into law as a career, right? Anyone wants to ask any question at this point of time, rather than keeping it for the end? Any question, or should I move ahead? Anyone? Okay. Okay, ma'am. Next slide. Now, we initially saw those 7 reasons why are there. In addition to this, or it's just a complement to that, as I told you, diverse legal career options. I will give you those career options also. I'm sure you are all are aware, but I have included them separately also. So growth and opportunity, you continue growing. See, I served the army for 35 years, and immediately after retirement, I joined as the director of MD Law School at Gurugram. So I'm still contributing something to the society, right? So financial rewards, of course, as I told you, with hard work, you start earning a lot of money, fame, you are serving your clients, tremendous areas of practice, exercising your brain, intellectual challenge, prosperity, of course, you know, thousands of advocates of India. In fact, if you see your presidents, your first Prime Minister, Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, they've all been lawyers, And today, if you see your Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and you try and find out about your member parliaments, you will find majority are lawyers. Majority of them are lawyers. So global perspective, I have already told you, and dynamic environment. I mean, you are just working, and the more dynamic you are, the more prosperity and more rewards for you. Right, ma'am. Next slide. Now there may be more also. I'm sure you know, but anyone who can tell me the basic difference between a lawyer and an advocate? A lawyer and an advocate?
Yes, sir.
So may
Yes,
I?
sir. So may I?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Sir, a person who passes law after 5 years, he is known as a lawyer.
Yes.
And a person who qualifies All India Bar Examination to practice, he is known as an advocate. So
Absolutely.
that's just a basic difference between lawyer and advocate.
Absolutely correct. So you have anybody who has got a law degree is a lawyer. But if you are registered with your bar council, having qualified the exam, and you get registered under the Advocates Act, you are an advocate. So only an advocate can represent his client in a court of law. Lawyer, if he is not registered, if he is only a lawyer, he cannot argue in a court of law. So it's very important that advocate is a lawyer, but lawyer is not an advocate, right? So basically, roles of professionals are: you are a lawyer, advocate, legal advisor. Now there are various places where you even the government offices have there is a ministry of law, all right, but other ministries, other private companies also have started having legal advisors. So whose job is to render advice to their client. It is not going into a court, but they are rendering advice to their clients, whether it is their company, whether it is their ministry, whether it is a client. So legal advisors. Not everybody, there may be some people drafting your petitions. It is not necessary that they will go and argue. You go to an advocate, he will advise you. It is not necessary that then you will go and file a case, but you seek advice. So legal advisor. Then if you qualify the judicial services exam, you become a judge. Like you can start from a judicial magistrate, or you may be directly appointed as a high court judge, or you may be directly appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court. So you have an option of becoming a judge. Then the armed forces, the Army, Navy, and Air Force have their own Judge Advocate General's Department, who are the legal advisors to the Chief of Army Staff, to the Ministry of Defense, to the formation commanders on matters of discipline and personal service matters like matrimony, divorce, maintenance, complaints, pay and allowances, promotion, all these things, and international law. So we have an option of JAG joining after doing your degree, joining the Judge Advocate General's Department as a JAG officer, and one can retire at the rank of a Major General. Then policy planners, right? You make policies with regard to various laws, implementation of law, like the courts also give directions. After Vishaka case, the Supreme Court gave a direction. Okay, these are the guidelines. Then as a policy plan, you decide, and then you make policies. Okay, how to implement after 20 years. So you can become a policy planner, business advisor. I mean, these are terms which everybody know. You can be, today, all these, your big banks, your multinational banks, your multinational companies, they have a legal advisor in their top echelon because they don't want to fail because of legal complications. So when they are planning their business, how to expand or how to go to a country and invest and how to start a business, they have a legal advisor working for them, right? Now, negotiator among interest groups. So now alternate dispute redressal is coming up in a large way, meaning thereby that rather than going to a court and wasting years, sit down together, negotiate amongst people and resolve the issues, right? So you have negotiated. There may be two groups who are wanting to come and work in a country. Now, how to negotiate between them, with our country and with the people who want to come? So you have legal advisors who are advising the interest groups. Then articulation, communication of ideas. You have writers, you have people who write books, people who publish articles, giving out various ideas, giving out various interpretations, right? And these things are even taken note of by the judges in the court. Certain articles, certain books written by very, very prominent people, D.K. Basu. I mean, they are the Mr. Palkiwala. There are so many of them who are just whose books, whose chapters are referred to by the courts in their judgments. So you can become experts in articulation and communication. Now, mediator again is like, as I told you, the alternate dispute redressal system. You mediate between two warring groups, and you then come to an amicable solution. Lobbies. Now, this is very important. This is very, very important, because lobbyist is a person who has an access with the legislators. All laws are made by legislation. So lobbying for a particular law to be implemented is becoming very important. Like in USA, how Indians can be permitted, what type of law is needed. So this lobbying is done today by a large number of advocates. And law reformer, of course, we have law commissions. We make various commissions, like for labor commission, police reforms. So these are law reformers. They bring out the lacuna in law, what progression is needed in law. So these are various things which a law professional is capable of doing. So if you recollect, I told you diverse field, and you can move from one field to another. It isn't very difficult. It isn't very difficult. So transition can be very, very smooth. As a practicing lawyer, I may be so good that the courts recognize my worth and pick me up as a high court judge. Similarly, when you retire, I'll tell you, in the Judge Advocate General's department, to begin with, it's a short service commission, and I can subsequently opt for permanent commission. There are at least 8 officers of the Army, JAG, who are now part of the judicial system. They did not opt for permanent commission. They went for, after short service commission, they decided to appear for judicial service exam, got selected, and now are judicial officers. In Gurgaon itself, one of my junior from the JAG is the additional district judge. So it's a vast field, and transition is not very difficult. Right, ma'am, next slide, please. Right, so you can read this. I mean, there's a belief that lawyers are very dishonest, बेमानी कर लेते हैं, आपस में मिलजुल के क्लाइंट को बहका देते हैं. All those things are there. But actually speaking, we have to tell our youngsters that don't go by that belief. Lawyers are not dishonest. They are very, very honest people. Yeah, exceptions will be anywhere and everywhere. There are exceptions. But basically, it is a lawyer who is the best part of a justice system for delivering justice to the society, right? So choose this career, be passionate about it, and progress in it. Right, ma'am. Can we take the next slide? This is just on the lighter side, that I leave it to your imagination. See this, what most people think I do. You know, what is happening these days is that people think that lawyer will not even leave the dead. Usse bhi paise banayega. And in fact, why sometimes this happens is there have been instances where there is a Motor Vehicles Act where for death or permanent injury compensation is awarded. So few of the dishonest people, after an incident took place and somebody died, they have approached the family and got an affidavit, just power of attorney signed from them, and said, you don't worry, I will get you 15 lakh rupees as compensation, but from that 15 lakh rupees, I will take 15%. I'm not asking you any fees, but from the amount that I get you, I will get 15%. And in that 15%, I have to pay the judge, I have to pay the other party. So that is why it's a fact, it has happened. But it's not rampant, but it is something. And therefore people say that the minute I see an ambulance, I start running after it कि मेरा एक मुर्गा आ गया, इसको पकड़ लो, ये पैसे देगा मेरे को, right? And like all good moms, they think I'm such a hard-working guy. I'm drafting such big business plans. I'm drafting contracts. I'm the man. So all mothers think that. My dad feels I have no time. I'm just chained to money. I am just trying to earn, and I've forgotten everything else but money. But actually, what am I doing? I'm grounded into books. If I want to be a good lawyer, I have to keep reading, keep exercising my mind. And then what is this? Making contacts. You know, today people say that if you have contacts, you can rise in your career. And I personally, I feel next 10 years, I will be on the front page of all the magazines. Yes, I will be there if I work for it. If I work hard, I don't think that I work hard. I actually work hard, then I will achieve great success. Ma'am, next slide. Now, this is what, again, conceptions, misconceptions. My friends think that if I have taken a case, I'm sure to succeed. I will get you out anybody from jail. And then what my parents think when I become a lawyer, that I am Tom Cruise, because you see movies, huh? A few good people, Tom Cruise in style and putting his hand like this. You try and do this gesture in a court of law, you'll be kicked out. So this is what my parents think. Society, as I told you, that they feel a lawyer would even feed on the dead. Whatever you may do, your boss will always feel I'm lazy and I don't work. But whether I am that or not, I consider myself to be the top lawyer of the country. But actually, what I am doing is engrossed in work, puzzled, every day's interpretation, misinterpretation, so scratching my brain and trying to arrange for a fresh wig every time because I pull my hair and become ganja, right? Okay, so next. Now, as I mentioned to you, if you work hard, this is what one has actually achieved. This country has produced the topmost lawyers in the world. Dr. Ambedkar, who's the architect of our constitution. Mahatma Gandhi, one of the finest lawyers, advocate anybody could, anywhere in the world. Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Prime Minister, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Anna? Next, ma'am.
So Bipin Chandra Pal, Lala Lajpat Rai.
Yeah, ma'am.
Abraham.
Ma'am, names galore. Names galore. I just happened to pick up few of them. I could not even add Mr. Harish Salve here. I couldn't add Mr. Mukul Rohatgi, Nani Palkiwala. I mean, India has produced the finest lawyers in the world. You know, we have had the privilege of having Mr. Salman Khurshid and Mr. Ram Jethmalani in our university. And suave, very soft-spoken Mr. Salman Khurshid, but knowledgeable. Ram Jethmalani, flamboyant, you know. Now, we asked him, sir, how much do you charge? He said 90% cases that I have are free. The 10% that I charge are sufficient for me. And Ram Jethmalani has been one of the richest lawyer of the country, right? So very few names I could add here, but you have tremendous. Mr. Arun Jaitley has been your finance minister, defense minister, Kapil Sibal, your law minister, Salman Khurshid, law minister. So, I mean, sky is the limit. Sky is the limit. And I have seen them practicing in the court of law. And I mean, the way they take the court of them with them is amazing. So they are role models. Yes, ma'am. Next slide. You can click the other one also. Yeah. No, please. Yeah. So now what is happening is, as I mentioned to you, with internationalization, globalization, these are the new trends which are taking lawyers to different places from that normal mundane court practice to tremendous fields that we have seen earlier. You have various LPUs coming up. You have so much of outsourcing, legal outsourcing which is taking place. All document verification by our lawyers of various countries and all. So it is creating a social networking around the world, and we have a large number of virtual law firms now, and which have increased because of this lockdown also. And I'm very happy to tell you that one of my students, when he was in his third year of law, he started his own website, right, by the name of Legal Bytes. Legal Bytes. Now he is now into an LPU. From a website, he is now grown exponentially in few years' time. You see his website, and he is doing such a wonderful job by providing free teaching material, by providing free legal advice, by publishing articles, by organizing various events. So this is the future. This is the future of a lawyer. These are the new trends which are shaping the legal profession. Right. Next slide. Yeah, next. One more, ma'am. I'm sure you all know this. You are the ones who are actually training the students with their basics to prepare for their law entrance exams. Generally, the 5 years integrated programs are BA LLB, BBA LLB, and BCom LLB, but there is BSc LLB also, which is being offered by very limited law schools. National Law University Jodhpur being one which is offering BCom LLB. But generally, the national law universities, national law schools are concentrating on BA LLB, and to some extent BBA LLB. BCom LLB, I am actually surprised why it is not picking up. I really do not know
Sir,
why. Yeah.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. So
Yes, sir.
recently BTech LLB honors and BSc LLB honors has already been introduced by some of the universities.
Then BSc LLB is not recent. BSc LLB is not recent. BSc LLB was started by National Law University when it was National Law University Jodhpur when it was established. So
Yes.
I'm talking about 98, 99. BSc LLB. Yes,
Yes.
BTech LLB is a new entry. And Amity Law School, Gurgaon also is wanting to introduce BTech LLB. We are also interested in introducing BTech LLB. But why I mentioned to you this is by far generally what is happening. BA LLB and BBA LLB, and I felt that students even who come with the commerce background are not taking BCom LLB, but are more interested in BBA LLB because they think that they get two openings. Few of my students after doing BBA LLB have done MBA. They've gone to foreign universities and have done MBA. BBA LLB, of course, is the most common one. But if you go for practice, even if you have done BA LLB, you can get into the corporate ladder. Because laws, everybody knows, once you have studied the basic laws, any law that may come, it is only part of, it is only your reading once and then interpreting it. somehow BCom LLB is not picking up, maybe because the students feel थोड़ा उसमें mathematics होगा, थोड़ा उसमें economics होगा, maybe because of that, but it is not picking up. BA LLB, BBA LLB, it is definitely picking up, and you are better versed in how to prepare your students for these law entrance exams, although there are coaching centers. But if your students are taking keen interest during these 2 years, I don't think they need any training, because what you told me you are teaching, I think is sufficient for them for any law entrance exam, except that some current affairs and general knowledge they should keep brushing up. And I always advise all the students to read newspaper every day. They must read a newspaper every day, because if you are reading a newspaper, you don't need to read any other current affairs book. And you are with the current affairs if you are reading the newspapers, right? So a lawyer has no option but to develop the habit of reading. Keep reading and reading between the lines. Understand each word. I'm sure when you are teaching legal studies, you are also in English, of course, you teach them punctuation, you teach them the meaning of each word. That is very important. But in first year of our 5-year integrated program, we teach them legal English and legal method. In legal English, what is so very important is in law, if you have where you have put a comma, where you have used a colon, right? So it can change the entire meaning of a sentence. Punctuation can change entire meaning of a sentence. So this is something which, if you are doing it, I'm sure very well. We keep reading grammar from a very beginning, but in English or in law also, you must explain to them the importance of using correct word at correct place and correct punctuation. You know, we have a habit of writing very flowery English, very without realizing whether a particular word is fitting into that or not. Because English is such a subject that a word placed in this sentence and placed in another sentence can make a lot of difference. So in law, it is very, very important that each word that you pick up, each punctuation that you pick up is at the right place, right? Okay, next ma'am, I think this we can do away with. This is about the Amity Law School. So I don't want to poison anybody's mind, because there are so many Amity Law Schools around. This is our USP, but this is not part of your workshop today. I think I have finished, ma'am. Last slide. I have finished. Anything now that you wish to inquire? Anything that you wish to inquire, please let me know. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So one thing that I have always, have had a question about, what were the responsibilities when you were a judge
Okay.
for the?
Okay. So, ma'am, it is a judge advocate general, and we
Right.
call it as a misnomer. I'm neither a judge nor an advocate nor a fighting general, right? I'm a legal advisor to the formation commanders, and we have so many issues. Then I assist the government councils in litigation. There are a large number of litigation by serving or retired armed forces personnel in the Armed Forces Tribunal, in the High Court, or appeals pending in the Supreme Court. So we advise the government councils on that. Then on international law, like prisoners of war and any other thing, treaties, etc., etc. We also attend conferences abroad. Then a major role that we play is in court martials, right? You are aware what is a jury system. You know, earlier there used to be a jury system where the jury used to comprise of the peers of accused. His status people used to be sitting as the jury, and there used to be one judge. Now that judge was not only the legal advisor to the jury, he used to summarize the entire case, place it before the jury is hearing, so is the judge. But they are not legally qualified. The jury is not legally qualified. The judge is qualified. So he summarizes, explains the law to the jury, and then the jury takes a call whether the person is guilty or not. The judge used to have a vote in that. But in a court martial, the judge advocate performs the same job. The members of the court are not law qualified. They are normal army officers. The judge advocate is a legally qualified person. He conducts the entire proceedings on behalf of the court. So he summarizes the entire case, explains the law to the court, and then the court martial takes their decision whether the person is guilty or not and what sentence to be awarded. So basically a legal advisor assists in litigation, then conducts court martials. And whenever there is a matter of international law, performs that duty also.
Thank you so much, sir. One more
Yes.
query that I had, if everyone's comfortable with it. As we were discussing careers in law, as we all know that the pandemic has hit every sector, and one thing that has suffered the most, I would say, is no other sector but litigation itself.
Yes.
In law itself, when we are talking about corporate sector or any other sector, we might have a certain security to the job attached. But when it comes to litigation, it is not so. This also creates a certain kind of uncertainty amongst prospective lawyers who want to enter into the field, that now, since the work is being handled by the major advocates who are already very high on in the field, no opportunities are being available for the young and the people who are fresh out of the college, which is discouraging people from opting law as a career.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely correct. But you know, all bad things come to an end. So we learn from all these events, right? So I will certainly say that the judiciary, to begin with, was not equipped with this. About 4 years back, Punjab and Haryana High Court had organized a workshop on e-courts, right? I went from Amity Law School and attended that. They have a judge who's who's solely responsible for e-courts. But the infrastructure is very poor. Now, where you need e-courts is at the level of district courts. High Court and Supreme Court could gradually come up to that, and you are absolutely right. To begin with, they were only taking up very, very important matters, and that too senior counsels. Junior counsels did complain of this. Things are improving because they were also not, you know, you have heard of instances where an advocate was lying on his cot with banyan and Bermuda, and he was arguing. The poor chap has never been on faced an e-court. He didn't know that he will be seen by the judge. So, and very recently, very recently, I'm told that there was a lady advocate with all her face mask and everything, and her case came up. She thought that her video is off, and with that complete face mask, so the judge told her that, okay, adjourn. You please come. So we will learn. We will definitely learn from it, and it is going to be something hybrid. You know, why this so much of pendency of cases is because we are not in a position to handle that much of litigation by examining of witnesses, pre-trial examinations and all. So at least that should, to begin with, that should be on E platform. Okay, you hold video conferencing and examiner witnesses. The guidelines are already existing, but implementation is not taking place because of infrastructure and lack of knowledge of some of us. But this pandemic, this lockdown has created an awareness. Now, particularly among the students. See, I had 160 students in LLM which are passing out this year. I have not met any of them. They have spent 1 year with me, and I have not met any one of them because everything was online. And we were conducting the classes and successfully conducting the classes and conducting the examinations also. So we have also learned. The judges have also learned. The advocates have also learned. So every change finds resistance. So it'll work out. It'll work out. Future is not bleak. It'll improve.
Thank you so much.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, as teachers of legal studies, we in almost all our classes try to inculcate a sense of respect towards judiciary, towards the judges, and whatever misconceptions are there, we try to, remove those misconceptions. However, the fact of the matter is that there is rampant corruption and there is high pendency. So, sir, how do we address this issue, especially when we are also encouraging our children to take up legal law as a career option?
Pendency, high pendency. Yes, I told you that with this virtual mode, pendency can decrease pre-trial. I'm saying pre-trial because if we have been visiting jails, even as an army officer, when we started an institute of military law at a place in county near Nagpur, where we were conducting law courses not only for the army officers but also for international officers. This is an institute of its own kind in whole of Asia. So we used to take officers to Central Jail Nagpur to show it to them that when you sit in judgment, don't blindly avoid civil imprisonment. I mean, see the environment. Your own person who has committed an error should not be thrown to gallows without any reason. Be very, very clear. So their overcrowding of prisoners was pre-trial prisoners. Pre-trial prisoners. Now, a lot of police reforms are needed, and what everybody is suggesting that we must go in for e pre-trial procedures, right? There is a lack of number of judges in the courts, which is causing this, and government is to be blamed for both not appointing judges and being the biggest litigant. Biggest litigant is government. Call it, be it state government, be it central government. I mean, वो होता है ना कि अगर if I am an individual, I will, if I have to approach a court, I'll think twice कि यार इतना पैसा लगेगा, वकील मेरे से इतना पैसा लेगा. Government is not bothered. Government has employed counsels who are on their payrolls. यार करो, go file an appeal. हार जाएंगे तो क्या हो गया, अगर जीत गए तो ठीक हो जाएगा. You know, that attitude of the government has to change. Time and again Supreme Court has hammered this point to the government that you are the biggest litigant. You can reduce litigation. Be more passionate, be more kind to your people. हो गया यार, छोटी मोटी चीजें हो गई, अपील मत करो. Don't file an appeal. You know, Supreme Court and High Court started becoming very, very rigid in entertaining appeals after period of limitation. You know, suppose there is a period of limitation of 90 days. Government has gone after a year to the court with some arguments. Nahi sir, ye ho gaya tha, ye ho gaya tha, ye ho gaya tha, and some of the courts have entertained. But in the past few years, the courts felt that government is not mending its ways. So they stopped entertaining petition. No, limitation, throw it out, whether your case is strong or not. Very, very exceptional day. So litigation needs to reduce by the government, by appointment of more judges, and by our own conduct. You know, हम भी हर चीज में लड़ाई झगड़ा, कुछ तो हम थोड़ा एज अ सोसाइटी वी हैव टू सी दिस, बट करप्शन, okay, to a large extent, no in the High Court and Supreme Court. To a very, very large extent. Exceptions prove the rule. I will not say that somebody is not corrupt, or maybe. Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi made a statement that all judges are corrupt. So he was hauled up for contempt for that. That how can you call every judge corrupt? Lower judiciary, yes, there is corruption. Lower judiciary, the pay and allowances were very, very poor of the judges. They were required to maintain a status, but the pay and allowances were not good. But now things have improved. The judges are better paid. We hope that corruption reduces.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. Yeah, Anika, anything else?
Sir, can you also highlight something on pro bono, sir? Pro bono, this thing in India, we are not very vocal about it, sir.
Yes, we are not. It should be there. But very few people are taking it up. I don't want to say हम money minded ज़्यादा हैं. But when if a person approaches a court and says that I am not in a position to hire a counsel or something, then the courts appoint amicus curiae. But yes, there is definitely a need for this. There's definitely a need for this. आप पढ़ाइए अपने बच्चों को.
We do mention it in our classes and encourage them.
हाँ.
So, along with that, CSR, the corporate social responsibility, although it is there, but very few implementation of CSR can actually be brought to light. Almost all of the companies, they have this responsibility of CSR, but very few companies have actually worked towards CSR in this field. Most of them say that if they take 1 or 2 cases pro bono, that should suffice for CSR,
Yeah, yes.
which is not the actual reason.
It is actually not. They CSR also, it's become more of a show business for certain companies to show somewhere हमने ये कर दिया. But हाँ, now district services legal authorities are there who conduct workshops and all these things for free legal advice and all that. So like as a university, our social responsibility, we conduct free camps, right? So like the companies, as a university, as a law school, we also conduct free camps, and we ask people to take advice from us. We have in the institute itself, people can come approach us, take advice from us. So that also we find it's a social responsibility towards the society. If we are there in Panchgao, anybody from Panchgao should be we should be readily available to help them out. Yes, CSR can do wonders. CSR can do wonders.
Right. Any other
Yes,
questions?
sir. Yes, sir. Sir, I have a question regarding PIL. So, since there are many frivolous PILs that are being filed in the name of gaining popularity, so what can be done to just reduce them?
Ma'am, PIL is generally before the Supreme Court. So
Yes.
Supreme Court itself is now taking strong steps. In the last few years, they have imposed fines on various people, including one of our famous actresses who had gone very, very recently.
Sir, Juhi Chawla.
Juhi
Juhi
Chawla.
Chawla for the 5G.
So they imposed a fine on Juhi Chawla, right? But so Supreme Court is also now, initially everybody and anybody was rushing with the PIL, and it's a wonderful thing. You know how PIL started by a prisoner writing a postcard, which was entertained as a petition rather than going into the long procedure of printing, typing, all those sort of things. That postcard was picked up as a petition, and that paved the way. Justice P.N. Bhagwati paved the way for public interest litigation. If you, since you have raised this PIL, I'm sure you know the name of Mr. M.C. Mehta.
Yes, sir.
MC
He's the
Mehta,
environmentalist lawyer,
see,
famous.
such wonders he has done through his PILs. So it's a very good litigation for the downtrodden, for those who cannot approach a court of law. But certain NGOs and some people are making it a weapon to highlight their importance, which the courts have realized. And now the Supreme Court is becoming firm on PILs and not entertaining any and every PIL. This is improving. This is
Yes,
improving.
sir. Because there is always a PIL which is like for example Ganga cleaning. There are many PILs have already been filed and people they file without even seeing ki it's
Absolutely.
already yes.
Absolutely. So Supreme Court is now very clear, and they are not going by the face. Now they are going. If they find that you are trying to unnecessarily invoke the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, they are being firm on.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes.
Sir, when it comes to motivating for Judge Advocate General, that is JAG. So, how can we motivate students for JAG when we have such a less number of seats there in JAG? So we have 2 to 3 seats for women and we have 5 to 7 for men. So why is this such a discrimination? And also, how can we motivate students for this particular field? And whenever I try to motivate them, students always come up with these questions that, ma'am, can we get through it? Because we have so much, we have ample number of opportunities for other fields, but when it comes to JAG, there's so less number of seats. So my question to you is that, could you please address this?
Yes. Ma'am, we are a very small department. You know, when I joined.
Sir,
yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, we can
yes,
hear you,
yes,
sir.
yes.
Okay.
One,
So when I joined the Judge Advocate General's department, there were just about 30 officers in the entire Indian Army. 30 officers in the entire Indian Army. We have risen to around 400 officers, and we are increasing, right? Army is the largest chunk of the armed forces. So Air Force and Navy have much smaller Judge Advocate General's department. They have a separate Judge Advocate General's department, but much smaller. So now with the entry of women officers since 1994, the seats got divided. Why the number of seats for women officers has been reduced is that they had gone beyond 50% of the strength of the department. So to maintain an equilibrium, the number of seats were reduced. There has to be a certain number of officers per department, per organization, right? So similarly, Judge Advocate General's department, okay, you can have only so many officers because you are advisors to the formation commander. You are not at the unit level. So formations are at much higher level, and therefore one officer per formation. If you have 400, 500 officers, okay, you have filled the whole gap. So it is the willpower. It's a competition. It's a competition, right? So you don't get demotivated by the number of seats. That number of seats are less. I had no clue about the armed forces when I joined. I just went and I cleared the exam. Today, there are coaching centers who teach, who coach you how to crack the SSP. In our times, there was nothing. Go perform. If you're selected, fine. Otherwise, come back. So don't get disheartened by the number of seats. For judges, how many seats are there in the country? When suppose your state exam takes place, how many seats are there? That does not demotivate the lawyers from participating in the competitive exam. So, I mean, it's your choice. If you have a passion to join the armed forces, one of the finest is JAG's department. One of the finest, let me tell you. Yeah, anything more?
Just one last question, very
Yes.
briefly, sir. Since you are already well versed with the IT laws, I just one question: when we see the IT Act that is there right now, the technology is advancing at a speed that I would say is exponential, but our laws are not advancing in the same manner, and there is a huge gap between what the law says and what the actual technology is right now. With the increasing amount of cyber crime, cyber terrorism, cyber bullying, everything has gone cyber. Even you and I are conducting through a cyber
Yeah.
mode right now.
Yeah.
So there is a need for our IT laws to develop further, but we don't see that happening that
No,
often.
it is. It is happening. It is happening. See, the effect is known after some times. It is not that the Ministry of Law is sitting over it. You all are aware of the fight with the Twitter, with
Right.
Facebook, all these, WhatsApp. So
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
it is not that the government is unaware of this. The government is. It is new for our country. We are gaining experience and we are working on the nitty-gritties. It takes little time for any law to be passed. Whenever you pass a law in a jiffy, that law never succeeds.
True.
The IT Act per se had not been a very, very good law to begin with. We passed it without much experience, but now we have experienced not only nationally but internationally, and the courts have also started interpreting the provisions. So we will now come up with better laws, and this is a very, very dynamic thing. It is progressing every day, artificial intelligence and all these things. So we have to run with it. We have to, in fact, go two steps ahead in our thinking and then make a law. If you are thinking today, you cannot make a law. You cannot make a good law. You have to think what next will happen. Then only
Right.
it will be a good law. So our IT experts are advising. The ministry is constantly working on it, and our expertise in cyber crimes is also in investigating and handling cyber crimes is also improving. We were very poor. We were very, very poor in cyber investigation. It is
Right.
now improving. Uh, People are getting trained, on-ground training, academic training in the institutes. We have, in fact, Mr. Pawan Duggal has opened a university, cyber law university. He's an advocate who practices cyber law. He's opened a university, cyber law university. So it shows the thinking. It shows what we have to counter in the future. It'll improve.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. I would request everyone to switch on their cameras once for the group photograph. Kavya ma'am, if you could please turn on your camera.
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Just 1 second. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll just conclude the session right now. So it has been a enriching and a wonderful experience to be with you in this session. Thank you so much for this analytical yet very interactive session. I'll just like to sum up with what we have discussed today with law as a great career opportunity, where at one point of time we began with how the legal profession was always considered as a noble profession, and moving on to whether we are lawyers or not, we should have the knowledge of law. Our degree only gives us this expertise in the intricacies of law, but ignorance of law is never an excuse, and every citizen needs to know about law, and that is what our students should imbibe in themselves. Even though Aristotle was of the opinion that law is reason free from passion, but when we are lawyers, we are always on the opposite end of it, because law gives us that opportunity to show our passion in that field. There are various reasons to take law, not only money, but also where we are never let our gay selves die. There is something for everyone, and we are always there for the greater good of the society. Law as a career has high esteem. It provides employment in both private and public sector. It can give us opportunities for service or practice. Our imagination is our limit, because being an interdisciplinary subject, there is nowhere where law is not required. A doctor may be required only in the hospital, but a lawyer will be required everywhere. The roles of law professionals, we have n number of professions. Some to list down, some would be the lawyers, legal advisors, JAG officers, policy planners, business advisors, negotiators among interest groups, n number of the list goes on. But we should not be misguided by the popular theme that lawyers are often cheats, dishonest, and people who only care about money. Because if we are honest as lawyers, what the wonders that can be brought about from this profession, there is what shapes our society. From the beginning of time, I would like to, in my opinion, if I would say, from the beginning of time, whatever ills have always plagued our society, I think it has always been our legal reasoning, our legal knowledge, our legal analogies, which have helped the society to see the ways that they are wrong in and to mend the same. Even when the practice of sati was abolished, it was your logic who saved you and not your rigidity. With the globalization of the world, we can see that with virtual firms coming up, and even though we are already had so many options in law, with the globalizing and virtual world, even more options are opening up. So one thing that my key takeaway from today's session would be that we as lawyers, all of us, we as lawyers over here, whether we are an advocate or not, we should always aspire to contribute something towards the society. And when we do that, the options that open up for us are endless. Thank you so much, sir, uh, for today's session. We would like to express our great gratitude towards you for sparing the time and expertise to enhance our proficiency in the online mode of dissemination of knowledge, and for making valuable additions to the teaching pedagogy of the Amity institutions. I would also like I would also like to thank all the teachers who have joined us today in the professional development program, and for making of it such a success. It has been wonderfully evocative session, and we have all learned new things that we could assimilate in our teaching. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir, for a very interactive session, sir. It was also very informative.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
I would request everyone to please fill up the feedback form. So you might not need to fill it up. It's for everyone.
Ma'am, filled and submitted.
Right. Kanchal ma'am, Sonal ma'am, have we submitted the forms, ma'am?
I can't see the link.
It's in the chat box.
Link is there in the chat box. Link is there in the chat box.
I've opened chat box only.
Chanchal ma'am, should I close the? Should I stop the recording?
Yes, ma'am. I'll do that.
Oh, I can't. Maybe.
See, I pasted the feedback link again. Just see.
Sonal ma'am, should I send this link to you somewhere else?
Oh, that is okay. If you can send me to WhatsApp, I'll do that.
Okay.
So now you can check it now. I pasted the link just now.
Kavya ma'am, have
It is
you
not
submitted
visible.
the form, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I've filled.
Sonal ma'am, please check. I've sent the form link on WhatsApp as well.
Okay, I'll just do that. Ah, yes, it is there. Thank you. I'll just fill it up.
Right, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, the next session is after half an hour.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
That's a common
it begins
session.
it begins at 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Shall we leave, Anika? Because I have submitted the form.
Okay, Chanchal ma'am, I think
Yes,
you can
yes.
guide us on this.
The form, yeah. Teachers, you can do it.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Let's all meet up for the next session.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Anika, ma'am, shall I end the meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Submitted, Anika. Anika ma'am submitted.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sonal, ma'am.
Ma'am, right. I think we can end the meeting. I'll try and fill the report now.
Right, right. Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sonal ma'am.